Hello. I'm gonna see if anybody gets on real quick. Alexa, off. Yes, sis.
What's a good username?
Are you making a new one? Can you? I'm on a live video right now. You're not gonna make a new Roblox video or account, okay? We'll figure out what your account name is. Okay, I know I'm live. Sorry. I wanted to get on here and just kind of talk a little bit about money, because I know that that is not something that a lot of people are comfortable talking about. And I'm very, very aware that a lot of you do not even know the potential in how much money you can make with Scentsy Business. And it's pretty alarming because most of us, which I am 100%, I am encouraged, and I'm working my business because I want to make money. I need to make money. Having that extra income, having a second income, that's my motivation. That is my drive for building these bigger paychecks. Yes, I want to help all of you, but that is kind of how I'm getting to my end goal as well. So a lot of our conversations have not been about money or what you need to do to get to that money. So I'm kind of just wanted to talk a little bit today about that. How can you actually make money in a Scentsy business if you are struggling? And the biggest one is going to be kind of, what's your goal? You got to have a goal. I am recently going to start sending you guys these. Actually, I think I'm going to share this on our team page, and I want you guys to print them out. I think that would be easier than me just sending you a piece of paper. And it's kind of saying, what is your goal in your Scentsy business? Is it actually to make money? And I honestly think most of us it is. If it's not, I get it. You're probably just trying to make money back from your purchases. We would call you a hobbyist. For me and for actually the two ladies that are watching, hi Natasha and Samantha, I am glad you're here because you guys are perfect examples of what it takes to get from making like minimum with your Scentsy business to making a lot more. And the bottom line really comes down to building a team. So let me back it up just a little bit. I will share our income disclosure agreement with this video after I finish it. But I just wanted to really just get on here. I know today's payday. A lot of us are making money. Some of us are not making enough. Some of us are not making what we want, what our goal is. So that's why I want you to write down your goal. I want you to print this out. It is basically a Scentsy dream check. What is your Scentsy dream check and what's it going to be? Because if you don't put it out in the world, you're not going to know, you're not going to put that good vibe out in the universe, and you're not going to be able to like actually visualize having that goal. What is that extra money going to bring to you? What is that goal that'll make you feel comfortable? For me, it's going to be a $10,000 check. That is going to be my goal. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you all, because I want you guys to understand that you can make money in this company. Since there are people in our company right now that are making like upwards of $15,000 a month, okay? So 15 to 20 to, there's even women that make 40. And I know last month we shared a story of one of these superstar directors who makes that much money. And I'm telling you this not to discourage you, but to encourage you, because I know we have a lot of ladies that are just kind of doing the minimum, that are just hanging on to Scentsy just to buy it here and there. And that's great. And I'm telling you, if that's your goal, then maybe I'm not talking to you today. But if your goal is to actually make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, whatever it is, I want you to put that in the world. I want you to make that your top priority, and then do everything you can to get there. And I think that sometimes we don't talk about it because we don't think that it's really possible. And I just want you guys all to know that no matter how long you've been with a company or any direct selling company, there is no ceiling cap. There is no cap to how much money you can make in a business like this. And that is how people are making millions of dollars with Scentsy. $1 million a year, you know, or 6 figures in a year. It's because they start at zero too. Everybody started at zero, but they decided to actually do the work to get to it. So what do you need to do to actually start making big paychecks? And I am going to follow up this video with things that I've been doing that have been working for me. So you have to get out there and sponsor. That is going to be the most, yes, Samantha, that it has to be the most important part of your business, is sponsoring. If you're not growing your team, and I'm not talking to you about something that I am not working on myself, I promise. I do not ask you ladies to do anything that I'm not doing. But you have to recruit. And I've noticed with my own team, we are not growing. And then that's going to be a big deterrent from making that paycheck, okay? You have to sponsor people. And then you have to sponsor people and train them. You can't just add people onto our team pages and just leave them at that, or introduce them to the Scentsy communities, and then that's it. There has to be a lot of following up with your teammates, okay? With your specific consultants that you are enrolling. So that's going to be number one, is continuing to grow your team. I'm going to tell you right now, I have been with Scentsy for, actually next month will be 9 years. And it has taken me a long time to get to this place. And I know a lot of it is because I never did give my business 110%. I moved so much. We moved 3 times in the last 8 years. In the last 9 years, 8 years. And every single time I knew I was going to have to start over, and I knew like for me, it just wasn't my super priority. I just made extra money with Scentsy, and I had fun, and I earned all these free trips. So that was enough for me then. But now I have different goals now. Now I have, you guys have to go outside. Out. I told you. Afuera. No.
Just get me my water.
Okay, you may get water and that's it. So I wasn't giving it 110%. I wasn't even giving it 80% sometimes. And I look back at that and I'm like, what was I thinking? I mean, I really was enjoying life. I was traveling. Scentsy was not my priority. But now I'm changing that, because now I know that I'm not living up to my potential. I'm tired of feeling like I'm in the middle and I'm not doing enough. So it brings me back to, what do I have to do to actually make the money that I want to make? I want a $10,000 paycheck, and I'm not going to lie to you ladies. That is my goal right now. By the end of this year, that is what I want to make. And I'm being 100% honest, because I don't think we talk about money enough. I don't know why. We are in a business, and that is what motivates and drives most of us. So it should be something that we should openly talk about. And just the potential. I know some of you look at this compensation plan and you're like, well, I don't really understand it. I don't really know, what does that mean? Yeah, I can make 20%. Yeah, I can make 30%. But then what about all these other bonuses? And the only way that you can get those other bonuses is by sponsoring. Okay, you have to have a team to build. So that brings me back to what I was saying. It took me 9 years to build up a team. And in 1 month, I literally lost, and I'm not saying lost, they don't go away, but I lost probably 70 people from my team. So the TWV is a whole different number than your group. Now, it took also 9 years to get about 950 women underneath me, but I didn't do that, okay? So I need you guys to recognize a difference between the group and the team. And that's also going to be a way for you to understand this compensation plan. So in 9 years, yes, there's continual growth. There's continual, and yeah, but thank you, Samantha, for saying that, but I didn't do it all. So I can't take credit for other people's work. But I can take credit for what I'm doing and for continuing to stay with my business and continuing to push you ladies to get there. So in April, when 2 directors hit, we had 3 directors hit. Then in May, we had another 2 directors hit. All these numbers start changing, and it makes you realize, you can't keep growing unless you're sponsoring people. So it's going to be the number one way to get there. There is such a huge difference from a director to a superstar director, like the pay. And so if you are even considering climbing to the top of this company, you need to understand that there are things that you have to do to make it to superstar director. You have to have 4 directors. So what does that mean? That means you have to be a leader and then train others to be leaders, okay? So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So my goal is that $10,000 a month, and it can happen. And I didn't notice that it could really happen until I hit Star Director and started seeing, wow, I'm making bonuses off these other people that are doing their business. But at the same time, I had to sell too. So if you're not selling consistently $2,000 each month, you're not going to get there. You're not going to be able to make enough money. So $2,000, if you literally just had sold $2,000 in 1 month, you make 30%. What is that? $600? That's not even $1,000. So you're going to be driving yourself crazy trying to sell $5,000 to $6,000 to $7,000 in order to make money. So is that feasible? It might be if you're doing a bunch of fairs and events and parties, like, I don't know. But for me, that's not feasible because then I won't be able to spend any time with my family. So you have to get into a point where you're making enough PRV. If you're selling $500 each month, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to be 100% honest, that's not enough. $500, I can do that in 1 hour. And I'm not going to say that to be snotty and to be disrespectful, but if this is the business that you want to be in, if you're going to be in the sales business, you have to actually sell, okay? $500 is nothing. And sometimes I think we start getting to the point where we're comfortable accepting those $200 just because you're active. And I think that that's great. Like I said, if you're going to be a hobbyist, then that's great. But $200 to stay active, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to actually make money in this business if that's what your goal is. So think about it, okay? Take a serious moment and start thinking about what is your point? What is the why in why you're doing this business? I know you can't really read this, but I will share this check with you because I think that this is just a good kind of moment where you can reflect on what is your goal and why is that your goal? What is an extra $1,000 a month gonna put for your family or provide for your family? So those are the things I want you to think about today on this payday. The other thing, so I had mentioned that it was recruiting. I had mentioned that it's your sales. And then, what's the other one? Recruiting, sales. There's 3 legs. Leading, okay? So being that leader and that recruiter, yes, you can get people to join. And that's where you should not stop there, okay? So like I said, if you wanted to get to star director, if you want to get to director, you have to be leading people. And we have great directors on this team. In this team, there's only 100 people on this team. In my entire downline, there are 950. So there are my downline is in multiple teams, and we're kind of spread all over. But you ladies are the ones that have joined from me as your first director, I should say. So there's so many different resources out there. There's so many different ways that you can see how you have to be a leader, how to develop yourself to be that leader. And if you're not developing leaders, you're not going to be able to keep going higher. I always see director as like the sergeant, the drill sergeant of the team. They're the ones that want to pump you up, motivate you, get you excited, tell you all the information. But sometimes I think we need to be more pushy. You guys need to start finding out the information yourself. You guys need to start requiring things from your front lines, from your downlines. And that is how you build those leaders. And I sometimes feel like I'm not doing enough to do that. So like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not doing things that I'm not asking you ladies to do. So that's where I am focusing on. And like I said, I will talk about more about things that I've done lately that have helped, that I've noticed the increase in my PRV, that I've noticed more likes on my pages, more social media interaction. So yeah, I'll talk about those later. But today, really just, I want you guys all to think about the money and think about why you're even doing this business. And if you're not where you want it to be, where you're not making enough money, then you need to reflect on how you have to do that, how you have to change. Because I know, number one, everybody says that it's recruiting, it's sponsoring, and you think you hear it, but then you're like, oh, yeah, I'll get to it. No, seriously. You cannot get the free trips. You cannot get a team of 100 if you are not recruiting and if you're not teaching your downline to recruit. And I'm talking to your frontline, the people that you personally are sponsoring. So with all that said, if you guys have any questions and you want some clarification, go ahead and ask me. Nicole, so how many people do you have that are solely under you? Okay, so that's my frontline. People that I have personally recruited have been 18. And that's not in the whole 9 years, because I've had people that have fallen off. And then I've had somebody recently come back that was never on my team in the beginning. So that number has changed. But a good example will be Denise. She has over 30, I want to say. I'd have to double check her numbers, but over 30 personally sponsored people. Those are called your frontline. Those will be people that when you look at your report, it'll say 0, 1, because that's the first generation. Anyone that's a 0 or a point 2 is going to be your second generation, and then it goes on. So it's like point 3, point 4. So it's like the periods. Let me look at my stats real quick. Just Denise, I'm going to use her as an example because she's a very good person to explain about recruiting. And every time I ask her, how do you get people to join? How do you get people, share this information, share the magic trick. And there is no magic trick. The trick is you just keep asking. You just keep talking to them. You just keep having these join conversations. You keep listening for those moments where people are like, I'm so tired of commuting back and forth. I'm so tired of not having enough money to go out to dinner with my husband, or not having a night for a babysitter or something, like not having girls' time, or, and obviously those are going to be harder to hear right now because we're not in social settings. So you're just going to have to listen into those. Yeah, especially, yes, thank you, Nicole. Like somebody that's like, oh, I spend so much money on Scentsy, why couldn't I could use a discount? I'm like, yeah, heck yeah. Why wouldn't you want to get 20 to 30% back on your Scentsy purchases? Okay, so I was going to use Denise just real quick. Let me do a leadership report. So right now, Nicole, I do not have a lot of frontline, okay? My frontline, there are 18, and that includes me. So a team of 18. Denise, she has a team of 55. So 55, because she is the director, that could be people that are under, that could be her front lines and their downlines too. So once you recruit somebody, that my 18 will go up to 19, if that makes sense, until you make director. So once you make director, you take your team, and you'll never leave my group, but you'll always have your team is what you are focusing on. So like I said, it's like once you make chief that's your people. That's your people who you take care of and who you cheer on and who you motivate. So that number for me, my number 18, I need to double it. I'm telling you right now, I have to grow. And I feel like my team used to be at like 77 back in April. I'd have to just pull up a report. But we went from, actually, I'm going to do it real quick since I'm looking at it. No, April, I had 17. Okay, let's look at March. When did they promote? Okay, so in March, I had 68. Excuse me. And then April, 17. Okay, so I don't get, so in the compensation plan, and I should have grabbed a card. It's much easier to read. This is white. Because I'm a director, I do make a bonus off of my frontline, but it's broken down by rank. So I do not make the most of my money off of, the most of my money. So I'm a star director. I get off my own wholesale volume. So let's say, for example, last month I sold about 3,000. I made an extra 9% bonus off of my own sales, my wholesale. So it was about probably around 25 or 2,000. I can't do the math real quick. And then I made 9% on anyone who is essential and certified. So yes, off of you, I made more money than I did off of somebody that is a star consultant and superstar consultant and a director. So the percentages go down, but that's because as a director, so we'll use Denise again, since she's my frontline director, and her team sold about $12,000, I make a bonus off of her sales. So it's not a huge amount, but I'm telling you, once you keep climbing up, the numbers start changing drastically. There's a huge difference from being a director to being a star director. And that's something that I'm really noticing. And I want you guys to see that. I want you guys to be able to see that it's possible. These things are possible. So off my front line, just off those 18 people in the month of June, I made $423. So I'm just telling you, just to be honest, I want there to be zero transparency here. I want you guys to see that this is possible, that things, if you are in this for a business, to make it a legit business, and not just doing it for hobby, you can do it, okay? But you have to do the right things. You have to do the follow-ups to make that PRV. You have to do the join conversations, reach out to people. Tara's a good one. We connected through one of my business pages, having multiple outlets for social media. We connected through that. She saw my ad. She said that was great. Or she saw my post and she said, yeah, I want to do that. And let's talk. And so we've been working together to build her sales kit. So she's going to earn a kit. If you're not having those conversations and you're not presenting, say, a party to your hostess, by saying, hey, you can make money off doing this. Hey, why not put this extra, let's put this party under you and make that extra money back. If you're not having those joint conversations, then you're not going to be sponsoring. You're not going to be seeing recruiting people joining your team. It's not going to happen. If you're not doing the work, you're not going to get the results. That's bottom line. So following up with people, reaching out to new customers. How can you reach out to new people? You have to be willing to ask your family and friends to share your post, or start a group page. You should have a VIP page. You should have a business page. You should be sharing stuff on your social media. Everybody's on Facebook right now and Instagram and Pinterest. Pick one of those platforms and just start working on it. This is the month to try it. Try something new. Try things that you're not doing, okay? If it's not working, then you need to fix it. If you don't have a system in place, then you need to fix that, okay? I'm sorry this has gotten way off topic, but I feel like it all relates. See? Yes, Nicole, now that is a goal, okay? So you got $230 today. Next month, your goal should be $500. So how can we double that? How can you double? One, your PRV can double, but just by sponsoring somebody and training that person to be successful like you are, that's going to be how you're going to get there, okay? And everybody starts at zero. So when you hear these stories about people making $15,000 paychecks or the $1 million sale, $1 million income a year, or whatever income that is, it's possible. And every single person started at zero. Nobody in this entire company ever came in and at the top. It's not possible. And that is another reason why that this is a good company. This is the reason why we want to share this company so bad, is because we know that it is legit. There is security. There is residual income. There are free trips. There's incentives. It's so much. And like I said, I'm sorry, I've kind of gotten a little off the topic, but really talking about money, I want it to inspire you guys. I want you guys to see these paychecks and be like, wow. What if I just did a little bit more? What if I pushed myself just a little bit harder next month or this month, so that my next month paycheck, starting August, that's 5 paychecks until Christmas, okay? And I'm sure that this year it's going to be different, with not probably Black Friday shopping. It's going to be all Cyber Monday, everything. So this is when we got to take advantage of this stuff, okay? We need to actually remember that we are in sales. We are in selling, okay? We are in the network marketing. There's multiple words for the way we work. Network marketing, direct sales. We directly sell a product from a company, from a legit company, because we do not manufacture, and I'm saying we as the consultant do not manufacture. We don't have to get business loans. We don't have to have diplomas. We don't have to take, what am I trying to say? We don't have to have a resume to work here, you know? So at the end of the day, you are a salesperson, not the traditional kind anymore. So whatever it is you need to do to double your income, to make that goal paycheck, I want you to think really hard about it. Like I said, I'm going to post this Scentsy check, and I want you to write on there. It says pay to the order of. That's going to be your name. Nicole, don't worry about asking for parties. You need to start doing the party, obviously yourself. But what you need to do is expanding a little bit on your, okay, so those that have hosted parties or people in your group, obviously you want to start with people in your group. Try private messaging. You cannot hear no enough. And I get it. You messaged me that you're having a hard time. So ask them for referrals. That's another way that people just, sometimes we hear no and then we're like, okay, bye. You can say, oh, thanks. Okay, no, that's fine. How about, next catalog starts, start planning for that one too. Say, okay, well, the next catalog comes out. What about if we get you booked for September? Okay, that's fine. But do you know anybody? So those are like 2 little answers that you can do. And like I said, if you ever run into that, screenshot me a message that you get and say, I don't know what to say back. And then I'll help you come up with something. But the biggest 2 is going to be like, okay, no party right now in July, but you haven't seen our new catalog. I have, and you're going to want to book a party now for September, or you're going to now want to book a party for August. Okay, July's fine. Okay, so sorry, Nicole, that's for that. I'm not even got my website, but I already started a list of people that want to order from me. Tara, that's perfect. And I know you're going to do great. I love it. Yeah, 230. She is doing great, isn't she? Okay, so anyway, back to the check. So pay the check to the order of, and you need to write down that dollar amount. I'm going to share this, like I said, because I know it looks really white. Write that dollar amount, okay? You're going to sign it because that's your name, and put this somewhere where you can see it, because I want this to be a goal. Oh, there you go. You can see it much better. This is going to be your goal, and you're going to write this down for July, because come December, I want to see how close you are to that goal. I want to see the reality. Put this on your dream board if you have one. On the back, it says, this is going to be something that goes into my welcome packets. It says, write down all the things that you would do if money wasn't an issue. Why? Know the reasons to keep you pushing to reach your goal, okay? That's what I have, and then it has my little logo. But I want you guys to remember the why. If this is the why, the money right here, this paycheck that you want to pay yourself, then that's your why. I want money. But why do you want that money? To pay off your house? To buy a house? To buy a new car? I don't know. Go on a dream vacation? Whatever it is. I want you to always remember that. So I'm going to share this check, and I want you guys to print it out for yourself and just keep that in the forefront of your mind, especially when you see all these success stories. Because I don't want you to be discouraged by those success stories. I want you to actually be like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. And that is 100% correct. There are no special people in our company that have some amazing talent. Maybe some are artists and can sing. That's not what I mean. They are not doing anything super special than what you can do. And if you're not the creative type like me, I'm not very creative. I get ideas from other people all the time. So if you're not the creative person, then don't focus on that. Use your strengths, but know your weaknesses, okay? And money, telling y'all, you can make money. We are going to make more money, okay? That's our goal. All right, ladies, I think I've taken enough of your time and gotten like on all these different tracks. But like I said, if you have serious questions, message me. You can message me on here. I'm around. Not doing anything special today except for following up with my customers. So y'all should too. All right, till next time. Bye.